just about a little late, but Lakers are going to win their 12th.
Oh, man. I don't know if you following me. At this point, the way I'm feeling, you don't got to follow me. But the ones who are following me about the game, the ones who really know basketball, understood what everything I said about this team throughout the videos. I'm going to let you take your time to go figure those out. Everything that I said tonight happened tonight. Same injuries, same issues, same problems, no problem. Now, you've seen us play the Kings earlier, and you've seen the Kings play them now. And what do you see the difference of? We're going to talk about it, but I just want you to have that in your mind already. 109 to 90. Laker fans, you already know who you're talking to. Wally World. Listen, man, I'm on a high horse right now because I always get the hate. And the hate is, don't worry. You're tripping. You have no idea what you're talking about basketball. And I laugh because if you're watching the Sacramento Kings game, then you know exactly what I've said and what I've asked for and why my meter has been so low. You see it right now. So you see, a lot of you are excited right now. You're jumping up and down. You're happy that the Lakers beat the Kings. You're happy that there's a lot of people in the crowd that are sitting there rooting for the Lakers. You love it, but you don't love what I told you all these games. We're going to talk about it because you're going to hear me. And hopefully, now listen, like, share, and subscribe. I haven't lied to you yet because I know the game and you guys don't want to admit it. Now, I'm looking at the game right now as it goes to an end. 117 to 92. 2 seconds left. Jump shot. No. Game over. Now, we're going to mute this TV. You guys are going to understand that I understand things, and I'm not getting paid $1 million like Frank Vogel. I'm not. But I understand the game and what you need in order to be successful. Now, while I'm doing that, because I've been right, a lot of you have been wrong, and panicking, and having anxiety, and having PTSD, and tripping. I'm going to sip just a tad bit of cognac. Y'all don't mind it, do you? On a victory, why not? I drank whenever I was telling you guys that we had some issues. I'm going to make sure that this right here is definitely out of the kids' view. But I'm going to show you that I know. The number one thing that I said was, get DeAndre Jordan's minutes down. I'm going to take a sip to that. I also said previous videos, bring in Dwight Howard. I've told you all year to bring in Malik Monk and be your starter. I also told you that Russell Westbrook will be fine. And I also told you guys that LeBron James should not play that many minutes because LeBron James is in his 19th season. And the reason to bringing Russ over is to be able to have chemistry with Anthony Davis, and that Anthony Davis will have to play more aggressive. And if he played more aggressive, he would have the points that he has tonight. This is why I like when we play games and teams, the same teams within a week, so you can see the difference. Because I don't want to be where we played the Kings 2 months from now and you guys forget what I said. So let's get to it. Lakers win 117-92. I also said defense had to be a play. And the third quarter is the Lakers' kryptonite. I haven't lied to you yet. Because I stay up late at night, work days, weekends, holidays, watching the Los Angeles Lakers. They outscored the Kings 67-33 in the second half. You guys was pinpointing guys that need to be. Melo needs to do more. Melo didn't do no more than what he's normally done. And I told you what Melo was needed for. To score on your second team. I hope after this video that you guys want to subscribe. You guys want to share the content, want to comment now, want to like it. I hope that's what you want to do. Because I know it's a lot of Laker creators. They come and they give you hypotheticals and they give you what ifs. And we haven't even got to the topic of what I really want to talk about yet. That's the funny part. Because, see, a lot of you, when you've seen LeBron James go out because of the COVID protocols and injury, you said, oh, here we go. We're going to lose again. And my meter never changed. I said, we're fine. We have to get chemistry. I said in the previous video that a lot of you was ready to just kick Russell off a bridge, and now look how Russell looks. It's called comfort, camaraderie, chemistry. So a lot of you don't know about chemistry because a lot of you may have not worked at a job long enough to understand chemistry. But even when you go through training, you're still nervous when you get on the floor. And now you're seeing it in basketball. And you're seeing Dwight Howard is better than DeAndre Jordan. I just put this on the video that DeAndre Jordan is big trash and should be on the bench. And you want to know why I know this is a coaching problem that I also said? Because we put Marc Gasol on the floor instead of Montrezl Harrell. See, when you start getting desperate, you start going back to what you don't think works, but it actually works because you're in desperation. And you go to chemistry where Dwight Howard is 5 for 7, 12 points, 13 rebounds, and something that DeAndre Jordan has never seen in 20 games. And you guys are still saying that what I said was wrong. And yes, my pinky's out because I want you guys to understand that you guys should subscribe. Hey, at the bottom of my description, I have a Cash App to support the channel, just for better quality and better stats and better, information. And you guys ignore it. Half of you don't even probably read it, and that's fine. Half of you don't even comment, but that's fine. And I know we have 17 strong subscribers that I know love Los Angeles Lakers. What you're showing me is that you may not love it the way I love it. But hey, and I'm on the East Coast. But I distinctly told you all these steps, and I'm not getting paid millions of dollars. Frank Vogel is. So while you guys are sitting there working and wondering about players and they suck and kick them off, start looking at your coaching staff because your coaching staff waited to game 23 to be able to now understand what I've known since game 8. Dwight Howard is your starting center, guys. I've been a Laker fan since Jordan changed hands. I cried in 91. I was 7 years old. I cried when Jordan switched hands on our depleted Laker team that was not fully healthy. I've been a Laker. I bleed purple and gold. I want you guys to pass this out to other people that bleed purple and gold like me. But it doesn't matter the era. I can tell you what the problem is because I'm a realist. And I play sports. I play basketball. I understand where it needs to be done and where you need to be on the court. I said Avery Bradley could be the guy to be able to make a statement as being a starter because of his defense. But I told you guys that Malik Monk, once he gets comfortable, that he should be the starting 2 guard. I'm not going to ask you how many points that Monk had tonight. Because then that would just make it better for me to sleep at night. And I'm not going to ask you how many points that Anthony Davis did. And remind you guys that this is without year 19 LeBron James. I told you guys that LeBron James would play off the ball. See, if you listen to my vocal podcast, because a lot of you like to see me in person and watch it, but not hear what I said in the vocals, I try to give it to you where you can ride in your car and listen to what I'm saying too. Everything I'm going to say is concrete. What I'm going to say to you is legit. What I'm going to say to you is not made up. See, a lot of you follow Laker content, and I'm not here to knock no Laker content makers down. But they'll come every day and say, hypotheticals, I think the Lakers should go get John Wall. And you guys love that. I think the Lakers should go get Hakeem Olajuwon. And you guys will follow it and comment all day long. But all I ask for is a simple comment to say, was I right if you paid attention to my videos that I decided to let you see me and say and prove that I'm watching this game after midnight? I have to be at work at 5 a.m. And I'm showing you that I have the same love for the Lakers as you do. But I told you more than 3 things that was going to make the Lakers start to look like a team again. Now, if you don't see this later, that means now you know it's your coaching staff and not your players. There's nothing wrong with Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook has turned his turnovers down. You cannot stay in front of Russell Westbrook. Every player has a flaw. They say, well, Russell can't shoot. LeBron couldn't shoot for 16 years consistently from jump shooting. But you said he was good because he was King James and he can attack the basket and impose his will. That's what Russell Westbrook does. 6 years younger. So LeBron should understand. And I also told you that as long as LeBron has sat on the bench, that LeBron James should know where to be on the floor. And I also told you guys in the previous videos, earlier podcasts, that I said that the offense, it gets stagnant when LeBron James is on the floor. I know y'all don't want to hear that. You hate it. Not your king. You hate it. But I'm telling you guys that when LeBron gets the ball, LeBron has to probe the floor. And probing is watching everybody and making sure that everybody moves still so he knows which way to go. That is not an IQ thing. It's more of an athletic thing. Because if I know that the defense is standing still where they are, I still can impose my will. But LeBron is in year 19, and he can't do that anymore. So now he has to change, which he did with his jump shot. But he has to be comfortable within that, being off the ball. As same way that Dwayne Wade had to get comfortable getting off the ball in Miami when he had a younger guy that was ready to go attack the basket just like Russ. Now, you know what? Melo gave you 14 tonight. And then you guys say Melo stinks. Melo did exactly what he's supposed to do as a guy off the bench. Gave you 14 points off the bench. Last year, we were number 22 in bench points at 8.9 points a game. Gave you 14. And you guys are asking Melo to be New York Melo. And this is why I said, you're spoiled. Understand that it's only about roles. And can you fulfill them? You don't want to fulfill them. But what you don't want to talk about is what I want to talk about now. Kendrick Nunn has not played yet. Bone Bruce, he's far away. Let me show you the business part of this game that y'all don't want to talk about. Kendrick Nunn has a 2-year, $10 million deal for a reason. Because the Lakers organization knew that he's injury prone. Is why he left Golden State, why he left Miami, because he's injury prone, right? Go look at his Google. Go Google it. I'm not here to tell y'all what to tell y'all. Go Google it. He's had injury problems and he's undersized. So that's why it's been a problem for him bouncing around the league. They did that because they know as soon as he gets healthy and he can get hot, he could be trade bait. Pay attention to what I just told you. Everybody else has 1-year deals. Kendrick Nunn has a 2-year deal. I wonder why. If the Lakers can find anything else better, they will trade Kendrick Nunn. But Kendrick Nunn has to get on the floor to show the rest of the world that he still has game. Pay attention to what I told you. The guy that you think that they're going to trade off, and I also said, why trade off THT when you're going to get some just guy off the bench or some scrub? Well, we haven't seen none yet. It's the same thing. Yeah, Nunn might have more game, but we might need a wing that's better than Nunn being a point guard because Rondo can come in and be the secondary point guard to get guys involved. For guys like Carmelo to get his shots off because Rondo's going to put Melo in the best spot to be able to score. I'm tripping. Am I tripping? And Wayne Ellington. Rondo don't want to score, but Rondo can facilitate. That's great to be a backup point guard. This is why the LA Flippers couldn't get it right. Because the LA Flippers had a point guard that was ball dominant in Reggie Jackson. They don't know how to pass. So they brought in Rondo to do the same thing that Reggie Jackson does, but that's not him. We know how to be able to handle Rondo. Rondo knows how to get guys, and he also knows how to move his body to get ready for the run-up. This is not the time. We have 82 games, and we're in game 22. That's 60 more games. And you guys are panicking already. Which shows me that you don't play sports. A lot of Laker fans don't play sports unless you're playing outside in the rec or you're playing outside in the park. I have an 82-game season to get this right. And just to be the top 6 seed. In a Western Conference where a lot of guys are playing weak opponents as well. Because if we're playing weak opponents, they're playing weak opponents as well. The Suns are playing the 3rd weakest opponent, and they're at where they are. But they have chemistry from last season. Golden State has chemistry from last year. And you guys want to be the best, but we have new guys and new faces. This is how I know you don't know sports. You're just a fan. I am too, but I bleed this. If you cut me right now, it would literally be purple and gold, baby. I promise you. I knew when it was time to get rid of Byron Scott at a young age because my father taught me the Laker way. That one was like the Patriot way. Then you turn around and you see LeBron go out. You turn around and you see Bradley go out with a thumb. And have the same energy now. Don't call Bradley trash because Bradley had the same thumb that THT had. Say whoa. But it doesn't matter, do it? Not the Reeves and the Carusos. And it doesn't matter. Put the best guys on the floor that make teams honest. You see it tonight. You seen it tonight. And AD shot 53% because majority of AD shots were in the paint. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. No fadeaways. No jumpers. No threes. Oh man. Sometimes your calling is not what you do. And I want to give a life lesson to Laker fans, man. Sometimes what you're doing right now is not your calling, because as I'm sitting there thinking about it, I want to get mad at my mom and dad that taught me basketball, because my mom played basketball and my dad played football. And so I'm around a bunch of sports guys and sports people that I should have been a coach. Because if it was this easy, I think that I should be able to teach the youth. And with me not having any children, and I have a lot of nephews, I have now just looked into myself to say, I need to teach my nephews more about the game, because both of my nephews play basketball and they're both playing on their school teams. And I'm talking to them like I'm doing to you, but I'm not showing them visually how I go. And I need to do better. And I want to make accountability for myself to say I need to do better, because it's that easy. And I try to explain to you guys, you could be a person on the couch and not on the floor to understand what's going on if you watch the game. A lot of you, and I want to call out Laker fans. I want to call you out, the ones who wait to ESPN talk about your team, to you to now want to have go into these groups, Facebook and everywhere else, and Twitter, and be able to talk about your team off of what somebody else said. You are a follower. If you are a Laker, you will sit there right now and you will be able to do exactly what I do on the East Coast. 3-hour difference. I haven't even been on the West Coast, but it's coming soon. But I haven't been on the West Coast, and I am saying I do this every single game. So when I talk what I talk, I don't need nobody to undermine me because you're panicking, you're nervous, you don't know the game, you don't know business, you don't know any of that. I'm telling you this because that's all you have as an East Coast Laker fan. You have to research everything. I can even tell you that even though Russell Westbrook is playing better, there's a guy that everybody wants, and Chris Paul would have made this even faster, because Chris Paul's mind of the game and IQ is better than Westbrook, but his athleticism is not. But Chris Paul on pick and rolls don't have to worry about getting to the basket. He can shoot mid-ranges and threes to keep the defense honest. I'm just being quiet. Chris Paul will be better, and you guys will celebrate and get a hard on. But Westbrook, in the long run, when the game slows down in the playoffs, and you have to game plan for a team for 7 games in a series, you can't game plan about Westbrook when he's coming downhill. You can't game plan. You only game plan about plays and shooters, because you can make shooters uncomfortable. You have a best chance to make Steph Curry uncomfortable from shooting, or Clay, or whoever you think is the best shooter, more uncomfortable. Trae Young's, the Lukas, you could make them more uncomfortable than Westbrook, because they're so unpredictable. You don't know what you're going to get. They can drive and they can get hot a couple of games and hit jump shots, and there's nothing you can do then. This is what made LeBron's game go for so long, but he's just 6'8". THT's playing defense. He's swatting shit off the glass. And a lot of y'all are saying, get rid of THT because he's been bad for a couple games, when he hasn't had the endurance, he hasn't had the run, and you still forget he had a thumb injury. This is how I know Laker fans. I'm starting to second guess Laker fans. And we still could be able to move the roster to where during the playoffs, you see a lot of AD that he understands now. It's all about paint presence. And you have a Monk that knows that when I get too far in the paint, I throw it up to whoever's coming. AD, Dwight, whoever. But they'll get a ball back when they know they're in a double team to give it to me in the corners. I said in a video, I would have tapped like chicks do, that Alex Lynn and the Kardashians should not be controlling Anthony Davis. That's what I said. I know that's what I said. I think that's what I said. Matter of fact, here's the video of what I said.
My problem is Anthony Davis, okay? Anthony Davis needs to listen to this video at any point in any time that he wants to do this. There is one word I want to say for Anthony Davis. If you want to ask me, how do I feel about Anthony Davis? I'm going to say one word and actually a place. Hollywood. Anthony Davis is playing and acting Hollywood. And I'm not here to knock the people that are from Hollywood or from the surrounding area. I'm saying that he is now not playing aggressive. He's not giving me that Southside Chicago basketball. He's not giving me that down and dirty where you can't play outside because it's the Windy City for a reason, and you're not just shooting jump shots in Chicago because you got to work on your post game because you can score better that way. Not that Anthony Davis. Not that Anthony Davis. And I blame us because the jump shot of Kobe, he has not stopped shooting jump shots yet. He has not stopped shooting these jump shots yet. And the old coach used to tell me this. If you can't give me 95% from the free throw line, you don't need to give me 100 3-pointers. It gets worse from there. And somehow, some way, somebody has not knocked on Anthony Davis's door and said, hey, you're not making free throws like you normally would, so why would you go even further and shoot threes? This man had Alex Lynn on him and one of the Kardashians in Tristan Thompson. And this man settled for jump shots instead of blowing by both of those guys with either ball handling or just sheer quickness. He did not want to take the punishment of going to the free throw line, but also take the punishment of getting them in foul trouble. He basically saved the Kings from doing that. Thus, Alex Lynn shoots a three to get them a lead in overtime. If Anthony Davis do what Anthony Davis do, Anthony Davis would have 25 and almost 16 every single night, and anything over 30 is a bonus for a win.
If you know I'm telling the truth, and I'm hyped, your third quarter is your kryptonite. Anthony Davis needs to be more aggressive in the paint. You need to start Dwight Howard. Play defense. Melo is going to do what he does to help out the second team. And start Malik Monk. I'm going to go with 7. THT is going nowhere. 8. Russell Westbrook will be fine. 9. My meter is still the same. 10. LeBron didn't play. So what I need you guys to understand, LeBron lost playing these same guys. I need you now to start holding accountability to who you hold it for instead of body washing a player. Carmelo Anthony did his job. AD did his job. Westbrook, LeBron needs to now know how to play off the ball. LeBron should have the ball in his hands in the fourth quarter. You gave Westbrook 3 quarters to be able to do it. That gives him more room to rest. That gives him more room to go on the bench. That gives him more room to now sit and see the game for the fourth quarter, how they're going to run with his IQ. And 11, Frank Vogel took 22 games to figure this out. So if you go by Friday and this game is not it, and you don't see what you seen against Sacramento, you know to blame your coach. Because I think LeBron's going to be out a few games. You're going to blame your coach. When LeBron comes back, you're going to blame the guy who sat around and came here and said he wanted his damn respect. Because if you know, and I'm back to the era of Magic, to Kobe, to everybody. Magic would know how to run this team because he's always on Twitter talking. And Kobe damn sure would know how to run this team, because he would know how to be able to manipulate and score when need be, but give it up. Now I'm asking these three to do the same. DeAndre Jordan and Bazemore has officially lost their minutes. And I told you that because both of them right now in their career, well, Bazemore more in his career, but DeAndre, both of them as a combined unit, are backups at best. DeAndre is a one-trick pony, and Bazemore has shown you from team to team, and even though he's from my great state of North Carolina, he is a backup at best. If you remember what I said, if you've listened to any vlog, any podcast episode on La Laker, I want you guys to comment and say if I said it or not, and tell me what you remember. Like, share, subscribe. Pass this to your friends. We're trying to get our subscribers up, man. This is not to just watch and be cool. This is for you to know the stats and the line so you could be ahead. And I have sources from this team, from the East Coast, that I'll be putting on this channel so you could be ahead of the game. Because a lot of people that are subscribers right now that I passed out and told you guys that we would not get Kawhi Leonard years ago because I had already heard it 6 hours beforehand. And I knew where he was headed. And I knew who he was bringing with him. So if you really want the real and not the hypotheticals, and you want that raw, real, straightforward opinion, you come here. And on that note, La Laker out. Give me my theme music.